1998, he released his first album, Masimbi, and Joe Beecham is a Ghanaian gospel singer, songwriter, choir master. I didn't know that one. And he is a pastor, and he was born on October 15th here in Secondary Takrady, and he had his secondary school education at St. John's School, Secondary, and then proceeded to Takrady Technical University. And joining us in the studio this evening is Pastor Joe Beecham. And I can think of his music, his songs. I remember one. Oh yes, we I was that little. Please don't judge me yet. Let's quickly come into the studio and welcome our daddy, our pastor, our mentor, our legend, our friend into the studio and onto the One King Show live on One King Multimedia. Daddy, welcome.
Thank you.
I like the voice. Thank you so much for your time on the show this evening. At what age did you start music? I'm so curious to know.
Thank you for having me. You have a very beautiful studio.
Thank you so much.
I like the microphones.
Thank you.
Yes. And when I started singing.
Yeah, at what age?
Okay, let's look at your question well. When I started producing music, or when I started singing?
When you started singing, or at what age did you get into the music industry? Let me put it that way.
Okay, industry. Mm-hmm. Industry was 98 was my first album.
At what age was that?
I was 23, 24.
23, okay.
Yes.
I was less than 5 years. I know.
As for singing, I started singing when I was in primary school. I was a star of the school. So
ace. Of all the professions, why music?
Oh wow. Okay, so for some of us, it's God given. It's an inborn thing. We didn't learn it. I didn't want to become a musician. I didn't want to be a pastor. I told myself two things I will not do: coming out with album songs, one, like being a musician out there, two, being a pastor. Because I told myself that I want to be a good Christian. I want to be in the congregation. I want to know. I said I would use my talent to serve God in the choir, sing in church, and that's enough. I would go to the hospital to pray for the sick. I would do soul winning, and God would use me. So I wanted to be that simple Christian in church who doesn't have a title, but God is using.
And here we are. So after you found out this is who you are now, how has it been?
So I came out with an album songs because of a lot of prophecies.
From people or?
From people, from pastors, prophets. Anytime men of God came to our church, I received prophecies about my future. And it was in line with music.
Right.
We used to go to Full Gospel, Spirit of One. We used to go to Full Gospel with Reverend Charlie Sam. And every breakfast meeting, somebody from a certain part of Africa or Accra or wherever would come, and then before the service ended,
your name is
prophecy.
I see.
Yes. So that's what happened. I would have been. I have come to know of late that if I had not done what I'm doing now, I would have been an auto mechanic.
Yeah. You had passion for that?
Yes, I fix my cars most of the time. When I go to a place and the car has a problem, I want to figure it out. Because I had a car that took me to the shop a lot. And I realized that I had some joy for car parts. When I see car parts, I get this excitement, you know. And my father was a hands-on person, you know, so I didn't realize it early. I didn't see it early. It was later. I realized that, this thing, if I had found it earlier, I would have been a musician fitter.
Nice one there. Let's look at the journey from 1998 till today.
The journey? The journey's been long.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because I had to respond to this thing at a very early age. And so the journey has been long. I don't want to say very long, but it's been long. 98. I started recording 96, but I finished my recording and released the album in 98. The day I completed the work at CK Man Studio, and I was giving my DAT. We had something we called DAT. It's like a small version of a cassette, you know, about, let's say your phone divided into 3. Very small. That is what we used to carry to the duplicators for our CD cassette duplication. And that is what our master music, that's what carried we called it the master tape. So the very day I was handed over my data and the engineer said, "You have finished. This is your final product." I came out of the studio and somebody was there to tell me that our church had broken into pieces. Like a lot of people had left and all that. I said, "Oh, it's not true." He said, "Yes, it is." And you know, those days after recording, your next expectation was that you're going to launch your album. So here I was, the church.
The place you are going to launch it has broken up.
It was a serious matter. I said it.
Was that the first challenge that hit you?
Of course, yes. I say this in passing. I don't want to dwell on it. Yeah. So, by the grace of God, I was able to do duplication. We did artwork ourselves. But it was, you know, we didn't know how it was going to be, where it was going to reach, who would play and who would not play. Even if a radio station would play, would it be at that time we had GBC, the Twin City.
Yeah.
Twin City. And then Sky was like few months old. It was the only private radio station around. We didn't know how the future was going to be like. But you see, there was this particular urge, feeling in me that told me that something great was about to happen. You know, right from when I started writing the songs and going to the studio, because I didn't just pop up. I had served. I had done a lot backstage. I started singing in Holy Fire when I was 11 years old.
Okay.
So at 11, I was singing in conventions and conferences. I was 11.
Wow.
I became the church drummer when I was 13 and a half.
That's a lot of service.
You see, I had sung with the choir for many, many years. I mean, for some time, let me say for some time. You know Reverend Charlie Sam? Yes. Reverend Charlie Sam came to Holy Fire. I don't remember the year, but I was already there. You know, he became an icon, somebody I looked up to. I used to travel with him. I said, I loved music. In fact, I still love music, but I loved what I was doing. When I saw a set of drums set up, it's like heaven. when I heard the sound of a keyboard, when I was playing drums and people were playing together, I used to play and sing at the same time.
Wow.
I used to play, and I led the choir from behind the drums. I sang my own songs from behind the drums. I led praise and worship from behind the drums.
Wow. Yeah. Wow.
You know, so I didn't just pop up, but I had worked and I had served.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
So by the time I came out with my first album, we used to do albums, not singles. Those were the times when you needed to have 7 or more songs. You know, so you go to the studio, you're not concentrating on one song. We didn't used to record digitally, it was manual.
Wow.
So every note had to be sung. You didn't sing a chorus and then they will cut and paste. No.
Unlike today.
Yes. If your choruses were appearing 14 times, you will sing 14 times.
Wow.
Yes. And we used to double the track. So after singing Asembia Mekachira, the tape will play back. You have to sing again on
the same
time.
Key.
The same timings. Asem, you have to time it and say it at the right time because there's nothing to pull it and bring it back in sync. So our choruses were mostly doubled. Our verses were mostly doubled. so that it becomes warm and huge and, you know, it has body. So up to today, I struggle with... let me say.
I would get into that one. Now, let's look at the evolution of gospel music, your time and today.
Yeah.
But before that, we are in times where it's not like how, you see, the narration of how music was made back then. Do you struggle with how things or music is being made these days? The digital, you know, how instrumentals are being fixed in. Now you don't have to record back to back like you narrated. Do you struggle with how music is being made these days?
The beginnings, it was kind of a struggle for me because, you know, the gadgets we used to use to work on music or produce music were analog, and even the microphone sound was very warm because we were recording onto tapes. You know, when they played back, you could tell that this vocal is warm, you know. And then we now had to record onto computers directly. We used to do Atari. I don't know if you know Atari. Atari is an old version musical computer that it had something red like this called a dongle. So you have to, the dongle is like the key. So you put the dongle in the CPU before the computer will open up for you to use. And the beginning, I struggled a little, but I realized that, Charlie, this is what it is.
There's no way out.
Yeah. So the first time I went to the studio and the guy said, I sang one chorus, and the guy said, it's okay. We'll double it. We'll duplicate it. I will replicate it. I said, I'm not singing again. He said, no. We have it. So I said, wow. You know. But have you realized that music has gone back to analog? Yes. Now we are playing live again from top to end. We have to sing all the choruses again. So Solomon said something. He said he realized that God made the world simple, but we human beings have made it so complicated. But one of the lessons he learned, or paraphrasing, the lesson he's learned, if he was here now, is that there's nothing new under the sun. Nothing new.
All these things have happened before.
Yesterday I was I was just taking a stroll in my yard, and then I was singing Daughters of Lord Jesus song. Yes, well done. Oh yeah. Say yeah. Around the same time, they were singing my song at the Assemblies of God Church, behind me, and I realized that my chorus and the song I was singing, they were the same.
Wow.
The same. So as they were singing, I was also singing the other one, and the same chord progression. So I said, "Oh, there's nothing new under the sun." See, if it there I new mama, now when you know each other, be of your daughters, one you man not there, or being you man not there for friends. So yeah, there's nothing new under the sun. You know. So we had to accept the digital age and then embrace it. By the grace of God, we started seeing a blend of digital and analog. And now everybody wants to record live.
Yes, these live sessions lately.
Yeah.
Wow. Pastor, in 5 minutes, wrap it up for us. Let's take a look at the latest trend of gospel music and then how it used to be way back. In 5 minutes, just top it up for us.
This is always a very difficult question to answer, because
Does it carry the same message? Is it serving the same purpose?
It's about the same God. You see, it is the same scripture or message in a different environment. That is why God would tell a group of young people who were rebuilding the foundation of the temple that was destroyed, who were very excited that we have done it. And the older generation were weeping and said, "No, this is not how the temple that used to be. This is not this is not how." And then the prophet comes in and said, "Thus saith the Lord. Stop the excitement. You stop the complaint. God says, I should tell you, the latter glory of this house shall be greater than the former." Say, I'm the one who is coming to live in the house, and I like it. And it's not about how it looks, but I will dwell in it. So I've always told people that there is always an older generation who weep over
The
new things. Always. Check through the Bible. There is always. Your father will tell you that I will echo school here. Ebenanto na echo school na peda what the car for na menam ko school na menanto of friend. His father had those opportunities. And Nanto. I showed my daughter where I used to walk from to school. I took her to my mother's place. I said, "Have you seen this place?" She said, "Yes." And I knew site Astoria. You know Astoria?
Yeah.
Then I told her, "You see the Malcolm you always want me to take you to?" She said, "Yes." I said, "I used to walk from here to Bompe." "Hey, Daddy." I said, "Yes."
Wow.
Yeah. Wow. But you live 5 minutes away from the house, from the school, sorry. And you are always dropped and picked up. So things have changed. We have, you see, God is the one who determines whether the thing is, even sometimes in church, the person who is acting, do you know you can act anointed? Yes, one day I was in a service in the UK. I was so afraid because when I got there, the way they had hyped me, then when I heard the music in the church, wow. And I said, "God, you brought me here to disgrace me." Then I heard the voice. Do not act anointed. Be anointed. You see. So God is the recipient. Of course, we enjoy the music too, so we can sometimes compare. I believe that we have a lot of blessed, young, upcoming, or already existing ministers on the scene. People would always try to compare. Some of the comparison, some of us are musicians, so we need to leave them to the people who listen to us to make the comparison, because people like Joe Metal, MOG, on and on and on, they are blessing the nation and blessing the world. You see, and it is in their era that a Ghanaian music can be heard in other countries.
Yeah.
Yes. There's a particular footballer, ex-footballer, who is always complaining. I don't want to mention the name. Every time when you see him on TV, he's complaining. Every time Bobo, no, then you night the phone, and Shangola Mamba, Chika.
I'm talking about Mohammed Polo.
Pastor Joe Beecham.
Reverend.
No, I haven't mentioned names. I said that whether you like it or not, your child will come and build a house that is more beautiful than what you have built. It's not the same. If you played football with bare feet, it means you are a pathfinder. It means you came at a time when the thing didn't exist. And you have come to make a path for another generation. So the sacrifice you did was not for yourself, but it was for a generation to come.
To come. Nice.
If I build 10 houses today, they don't belong to me. I'm telling you. One day I'll be gone. I'll see a stranger with a towel. Or the towel is not. Not all my instructions of you.
Pastor Joe Beecham, do you have new projects coming up?
Yes, ma'am. I'm working on some new songs, and very soon I will let you know.
Right, we'll be right here for the latest updates on that. Now let's scan through all the music you have done over the years. So which is your favorite? Which of them do you think brought you into the limelight for real?
I can answer that one, but the other one I can't because you know. Okay, so should I answer the first one first, and then the second, or the second one is the question rather, right?
Yes.
Okay, so first things, I tell people that first things first. I give a lot of respect to my first album. Of course, the title was Masembi. Sembi Amekachron. Yeah. So for me, that's what God used to bring me into the limelight. You listen to the song, it's so funny. There's no drum roll in the song. But you never know.
Okay.
The mistakes I sang, the mistakes in the songs, people never know. But I am the only person, me and a few people who know that the engineer said that we should go and come, and this day we'll come and correct this small thing, and we never
happened.
Corrected because he didn't allow us. And when the song starts, he said, "We'll do all the rows later." You know, we used to do analog drum programming with the keyboards, the keys. So we could play, later, do the rules. There's no crash, there's no cymbal, there's not even one in that song.
But I still did the Lord's work.
Yes, that's what I'm trying to say, Wow. So if God says he will take something ordinary to do big things, it's true. Very, very true. And that song became a blessing to all of us, including myself.
And
so
that's your biggest song?
I give respect to that song because my second album had Samikaya. You see, yeah, it had Samikaya. It had Bise Raji,
Yeah.
and the other songs. My third album had Auyesu. You see what I mean? Then my next album had Imbri. Imbri was the same as Auyesu. Auyesu, Aseda Nyina Yawoje, and Auyesu Imbri Aseda, they were on the third album.
Okay.
My fourth album had Oh Yeah Minyami. You see what I mean? So if we say the biggest song, people might debate, but I would say let's give it to the first things are first.
Let's
So
give
we
it
still
to
give it to the elderly one.
That's Masimbi.
Yes.
Right. Pastor, as we are wrapping up our conversation, any message you'd want to pass on to the new generation of gospel artists?
First of all, I want to. I met Bramensi. I'm not mentioning him, which is not good. This is a big man, with a big message, and then our brother. I don't know the name.
Christian.
Our brother Christian here. I want to salute you. I heard some of the things you were saying, and I was blessed. The message for the younger generation of musicians, sometimes it's very difficult to advise them. You know why?
Tell me.
When they start calling you daddy, papa, it means they want to retire you. I attended a retirement service of a great man of God in 2nd D. When I got there, the banner was there. He said, retiring to refire. So because I started very early, very, very early. Last year I was 50. Yes. And I've been a pastor for 28 years. And then I've done music. I was a pastor before I started producing music. A pastor for 2 years, and I've done music for 26 years. The only thing I would tell my young gospel musicians or young musicians?
The new ones.
Okay, everyone.
Yeah.
2 things you have, God has given you. Your voice, your vocals. And then you yourself as a person. So the first, very most important thing is, it's not about your songs. It's not about the music. It's about you. You as a person. If you present yourself well, whatever comes out of you will be well received. If you handle yourself well, even your speech will be respected.
Okay.
So you are the vessel. Every other thing comes out of you. If you place the music above you, you will fall in a ditch. Because you will think that because of what I do, I can do any other thing. And many people have fallen prey to that. So it's about you. So everything about you. When you present yourself, your grooming, everything about you is very important. If they don't respect you, they will not listen to you. Even a praise and worship leader, if the church people don't like you, they will never follow you in worship. If you don't have good testimony, as soon as you stand there, they
Onye ntamne unko.
Ofi. Simple fear in fear no obey. The Ofi a club bias. They say you see some of the people in the congregation they know God. It's a privilege to lead people. But some of the people in the congregation, before you tell them that lift up your hands, they know how to connect to God. You know. So it's not about what you do. No. But the people are watching you. What does the scripture say? My sheep hear my voice. I know them. They follow me. Look at the sequence. My sheep hear my voice. I know them. They follow me. So if you want the congregation to follow you, I'm taking you into the presence of God. I'm taking you to where God is. You must know God's address.
Yes.
Where he lives. So it's not about I have voice, I have talent. There are people who don't have voice. Some of us, we don't have voice. Me, when people say I have voice, they say, boy, me voice. Because some people can sing. Hey. You say, Asembia me kachira. Give the same line to somebody. Asembia me kachira. As if the one who recorded the song is not born again.
Brothers, we've had an interesting conversation with Pastor Joe Beecham. In a minute, wrap up your thoughts on the entire conversation.
So for me, I am a big fan of Pastor Joe. And recently I did a review of one of his songs. I'm just saying,
okay.
Team. I mean, I was there a few days before, and the song was just ringing in my spirit, and I listened to the song.
Spiritons.
And I did it's on
yeah.
I think you've seen it. And I was like, these songs came from a place. It wasn't, as I said, it came from a deep place.
Can you raise your voice a little bit for me?
Yes, it came from a deep place. I just want to ask Daddy something. Before you record a song, what is the process like? What do you go through? Because sometimes you listen to some of your songs and you know you do like.
Can you raise your voice a little bit for me?
You listen to some of
into the microphone.
Yes, I'm talking to you.
I can't really hear you, so
I think
be a bit audible.
Okay, so what I'm saying is that sometimes you listen to Papa Joe's songs and you realize that the song is heavy. It's almost as if the song is carrying a presence. I want to find out what is like his process before he does the song. Yeah, I just want him to answer.
Process. If I tell you there is a process, I will be taking God's shine. I've said something about you. Do you get it? So I tell people that if you wait till you're going to the studio before you become prayerful, then you have a prayerful song. That's it. But your spirit, your lifestyle, is not in there. People have fasted and prayed to produce songs. You can tell that this one, and people have lived the song. I don't know whether I should break it down.
I get it. So now, from what you're saying, that means the song should be an extension of
Yes,
the article.
exactly.
And it tells, because I listen to his songs, and to date, there's no song from Pastor Joe that you listen to and you feel like, oh, yeah, and it tells from his person, the kind of person he is, and then what he does. For me, I am a big fan. I'm a big supporter of what he does, and I am blessed to. I mean, the first time I met him in person was Bishop for the Reflections program. We came to do the interview.
Oh,
yes, and from there I've been following what he's been doing. He did a music school last year.
Yeah, School of the Music Ministry.
Beautiful initiative, and I'm happy that we have our I won't say veteran because he's still active, but I mean the pace setters who are still doing good things for us in the gospel space. So Daddy, thank you very much. God bless you.
God bless you.
Great. Daddy Joe. I'll call you Daddy Joe because when we say Papa Joe, it means you are trying to retire. You are trying to retire you so early. So, of all your songs, myself, my viewers, and everyone in the studio want a short a cappella.
A short a cappella.
Yes.
Wow.
The song that would easily come to mind for you to do for us.
Easily come to mind. Embry wo makumamu mi wo jizi de orincher obeye nansu semi tu menyishe wiasi mwa ehun kesi biritu and from a kesi bi repapemu hinefa naminko minyami asit naimu semifrewa eya jemodo entiko nakosheho se ewoya katremi Mamindi wechira abraboimo adumnyami asit naimu semifrewa eya jemudo.
I feel the spirit. The spirit. Things are moving. Christian,
Things are moving.
Wrap it up for us in a minute.
When you have the opportunity to meet legends like that, you become fulfilled and you get to know that your day is complete. Actually, it's one of the people that I use. In fact, I listen to their songs so much. I love worship songs. Yes, I'm a worship guy. I love to listen to worship songs.
In the spirit.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yes. Sometimes I tell people I love worship, and they go like, but we know you like reggae music, but ask Pastor Joe if he doesn't sing reggae music. Yes. One of the songs he mentioned is a reggae music, one of his earlier songs. Yes, it's a gospel reggae. You understand? So for me, I love him. I know that people of Western region love him. The whole of Ghana, everyone loves him.
And thank you so much for doing the watching with us today. This has always and will always be the One King Show. Subscribe to all our social media handles at One King Multimedia so you don't miss any of the interesting content we have for you. My name is Hetty, and I will leave you with a video of the day.
What are you doing?
I'm trying to shave.
Let me help you now.
No. I want to do this myself.
Let me help you now.
I would like to do this myself. Do you know how to do it?
Yes.
No. Have you tried this before?
Yes, no.
You sure?
Yes, sir. I've tried it.
Huh?
You what?
Oh, okay. I'll try. Take it easy, okay? You can do it well, though.
Honey?
You know how to do it.
Just keep quiet. Honey?
Huh?
Who is Linda? Who is Linda?
Linda.
Eh.
Hey, Linda.
Can't you hear again?